Well, Renekton is just going to be locked in.
R5 Renekton,
the good old R5 Renekton. We've gone back to the
reinforcements are on the way. I'm not too sure about this one, but it looks like...
Okay, Carrier just going in, can mitigate a lot of this, but Faker's going to move over. That is so much Spirit Fire value. The flash out from Peanut, and Delight is going down low. Doran now trying to tank things up as Carrier might be taken down, but he gets the shield as he pulls back the scalpel, and there it is, the Spirit Fire. Last hit for first blood for Faker. So looking kind of all right, but it looks like T1, they have their eyes set on this Infernal Drake. Should be able to take that one down as Delight is in the area, but Peanut is not. So they're not going to be able to stop this. Peanut is just going to have to trade it for some grubs that are going to be coming up now.
Yeah, also a lot of plays that are going to go down. We'll see when Doran has the read, because as of right now, he doesn't.
Well, he is going to get taunted. Speed drop does come through. There's the Encore, and Doran is just dead. Didn't have a chance to do anything at all.
He did not get the message, in fact.
I saw what T1 just did. And now they're going to be able to grab some plates here as well. No teleports at all on Hanwha Life Esports, so getting back to this top lane is going to be a rough one.
Oh, that's a 4-man dive.
Yep, looking for an opportunity. Ragnarok is up and available as he has thrown it down. Mega Inferno Bomb, pretty difficult to outplay that one, and it's Mom that's able to lock down the kill. Still, Zeus gets one back as Peanut couldn't tank the turret forever. Hanwha still with some extra time here with the turret, and that is certainly good, but not as clean as what we saw from T1 top.
That's already a pretty big Q, and he doesn't have Triforce yet.
And he is stacking. 80 already here at 9 minutes isn't too bad, and these sneezes are starting to hurt as Delight's moving in. There's the flash. Zenith Blade gets the flash out from Faker, and Delight just taking some summoner spells. Well played, Peanut. Looking for his go here, level 7. There's the flash, Arctic Assault, and the Permafrost comes down. Peanut once again tanking the turret, and that is going to be Zeka getting a stack and a kill at the same time.
Even with the Shen ult being invested, it's not quite enough to keep Faker alive.
Waiting, getting queued. Viper is going to take this turret. Goodbye, turret. It has been nice knowing you. And 10 minutes.
So they can just rotate him to mid, rotate him to top.
Yeah.
Looks like T1 will be able to get to... Hanwha Life able to get to free grubs here. They do push Peanut off. They do have to give him a dragon, but Dragon in himself, not the end of the world. Oh,
X-Tech going to come through. Yeah, Guma is in a whole host of trouble. That's too many circles, and Viper is able to lock down the kill before the Smolder comes in and steals it away. Might actually be a negative.
That is not a thing we can do.
Well, Faker is going to get hit by a bouncing bomb that does do a fair bit of damage here, as we can see. Viper starting to get to work with that Luden's already built up. And everyone is going to turn up. That is, Anasa's turned into a ragdoll and thrown about the place. And you can see Faker there in the player camp, not happy about how that one went, as it is brother versus brother. Never mind, as Zeus is, of course, an Olaf, and he is just going to be able to take down the Renekton. No worries there at all. Delight now underneath this turret, not exactly where he wants to be, because Owner is turning up as well. T1 kind of taking matters into their own hands as they look to get rid of Delight, who is able to taxi his way out. Carrier is going to trade 1-for-1. That was gorgeous from the Leona player, but they're still going to lose an outer turret in the top lane.
It's very telling that despite all that, Hanwha Life are still sitting on. Well, we're going to be keeping an eye out for that. That's going to be a big moment.
T1 have also taken more play call, which is kind of nutty, as Peanut's going to turn up. That is Ragnarok popped here from Zeus, but it's going to run out very quickly, and Delight is, of course, exactly where he needs to be. The Shield of Daybreak comes down, and there is the Mega Inferno Bomb. It's Eclipse that manages to pop and take the kill, as Zeka is now flapping over a wall, and Faker's like, I wanted to flash, but I can't flash. He couldn't have a lot of range, so he can affect these team fights as Owner will break it now on cooldown for the next couple of seconds, and Doran gets into position. That's an ulti out. The Encore goes entirely wide, and that is the Smolder going down. They do get rid of the Olaf, but have they done enough? The flash over the wall from Viper. Peanut desperately chasing after Owner because they want to take down this smite. The Dragon all but forgotten right now, but Hanwha Life Esports still doing so much damage as the Seraph Shield does go off. And Carrier actually hopping back into the pit here. Does, of course, have the Shadow Dash. and use that to get back over the wall.
Yeah, there's a lot of teleports available, Atlas. A lot of sums being used for Hanwha Life, though. But if they get this Dragon, that might be a worthwhile investment.
5
6 seconds on Zeus.
Yeah, he is.
Zeka.
He is going to be coming in very, very quickly, is the Smolder. You're talking about the Viking as well, Hanwha Life Esports. I think this Dragon does belong to them, but T1, can they find a fight? No Ragnarok here for Zeus, and there is a lot of CC. Beat gets dropped, but doesn't really do too much there. And the Achu does come down. So that's going to be T1 taking down an outer turret in the mid lane. Everyone is very melee. As 221, pre-20 minutes, by the way, Zeka is going to hit his stacks for the execute so incredibly early. And we did warn that this was going to be a possibility, right? Into the Nasus, this Smolder will be able to freely stack up. Zeus getting to work on this bottom side. And the side laning, the split pushing, kind of working out here as Doran is going to rotate over. There we go. 225 plus has been achieved. As Doran does come in and gets a decent little combo. Not going to be able to do too much.
Like in theory, would maybe you pivot as T1 and you just oh man, that's not even that relevant. But
he's going to get started up immediately. Vision does go down. Viper does have his ulti up and available. Let's see whether he can actually connect it here. As T1 in position, the Achu comes down. There is the ulti onto the Smolder, the Solar Flare, just to get rid of Owner. And look at that! The Viking runs in and immediately pops like a balloon. There's just too much damage here, and it's a double kill for the Smolder as a result. That Hexgate from Carrier is going to be able to get him over his side of the map. But now Zeka could be in trouble. Gumayusi needs to be respected. The Spirit Fire comes down as well. That's Narnia, Peanut. That's not where you want to throw the ultis, but you can see Viper able to keep them at bay. Still, Hanwha Life Esports health bars are getting down very, very low. And I don't think they're going to be starting off.
Like, Owner goes in, but no one actually gets to follow up. You're running through a narrow choke point into Smolder.
Oh, they want to recruit another.
Operation Owner V2.
Yeah, here we go. Looking for the angle. As the Hextech Dragon has been pulled out, the rest of T1 moving over. Delight is going to spot Owner here. As they take the Hexgate in, Zeus is going to turn up as now Peanut down to half health. Faker also having to flash to get himself out of the way, and Delight down to 50%. Solar Flare is going to connect. Gumayusi doesn't find the ulti as Mega Inferno Bomb does a lot of damage to him, and now Hanwha, they get control of the Dragon. Owner is looking to move in, but he's not able to lock that one down, and look at the damage from Zeka. He's found his window and will be able to take down the Shen. And now Hanwha Life Esports is just cleanup. Faker is going to get permafrosted. And it looks like he will get chased down. There's just too much CC, too much opportunity, and once again, Zeka is just getting so fed in this game.
And Hanwha Life just looks so much cleaner, Atlas. It's very straightforward. Everyone knows what their job is. Everyone's in position. And the Baron, just winning the fight alone would have been huge. Just getting the second Hextech Drake. But the Baron as well. Owner still 10 seconds before he's alive. And I don't know if Zeus and Guma, especially without the ult for Guma, can do anything about this. Carrier's on his way, almost as his ult, but...
Oh, doesn't find the Zenith Blade as now. Let's see whether the Olaf can actually get this one done. As Zeka just says flaps, and he'll get himself out of the way. Look at Viper, he's just standing on a satchel to make sure he can't get CC no matter what happens, but the Smolder does fall down. And the flash from Gumayusi comes in. He's going to be able to get that high note, lands it onto Doran.
Wait.
And Hanwha Life are not able to get the Baron. They lose two.
They might be able to mash.
The beat is going to get dropped. Okay, so now T1, they're back in the driver's seat, and I have no idea how they did it.
Faker, press that R button, please. Please, we gotta chunk through this. They're still at the ready.
Yeah, Peanut is just going to look for a red buff and then hopefully come in for a steal. Owner is going to be there, so it's going to be a 50-50. Viper is also there as well. This is real dicey. Throws in the satchel. Delight's going to get in there. There is Carrier over the wall with the taunt, but it's a little bit too early. They're going to look to try and take him down. The blast cone does come in. Peanut, can you actually get in there? It's the cease and desist. Peanut still surviving for such a long time. Mega Inferno Bomb not quite doing it. And now it's the Ziggs versus Goomer and Faker. Let's see whether Viper can actually try and take this down. It's down to 1,000. Oh God, the bombs. The satchel's not enough. And Faker with all the stacks is able to cue the Baron to death. What a weird game. At least get on even footing, as it's currently 4 turrets to 3 in favor of Hanwha Life. So The Olaf now pushing out this lane in the top side. Doran is going to face check Carrier, and this is probably a dead Renekton, and by probably I mean definitely. Everybody else just getting themselves the heck out of here.
Actually really cute from Carrier, so he walked into Doran and then taunted back so that Doran would walk into him. Which, they have Baron buff, like they can basically equalize the gold. Again, is that enough? I don't know. But they should be able to turn the look at the timers on the Red Bull Baron power play and the Hextech Drake. They should be able to get Soul Point. And if you get Soul Point with Seraphine and Nessus...
Making sure that there's no flank angles here as Hanwha Life Esports. They do teleport Doran into the mid lane to get the Renekton back into position.
Oh, Zeus.
This is a lot of jockeying. We can see right now as the Achu going to be avoided there by Faker. Throws down the Spirit Fire. It's not doing quite as much as it was earlier in the game. As now Carrier, possibly out of position, is going to be able to get himself out of the way. And now Ona, he's started up this Drake. Hanwha, they're just looking to try and get this fight working out as Carrier has to flash to get out of the way of Zeka. And now Peanut just biding his time. Zeus looking for the angle. It's going to be that 50-50 like you were talking about, but it's Peanut that locks down the Dragon. Ona unable to flash the mom damage, but does at least get himself out of the way in the Fury of the Sands. Here from Faker as he walks away from the fight. T1 do not want to push any further forward than they have to, especially with nothing left on the table.
You see the Smolder value there as well, Atlas. The fact that enough percentage pen that you just kill Nessus before he gets to Q you twice as owner.
All right, Peanut just bypasses him. The Solar Flare going to connect, and they get the priority target. Oh man, I thought they were going to focus Ona, but instead they get the Seraphine, the flash forward from Peanut to make sure Ona cannot escape. They'll take his GA, and then they'll take his life. The satchel put in place, and Zeka's able to lock it down. I think Peanut may have just got him a POG with that one. That was gorgeously played.
I have a much more important target. Gets on top of Guma, catches him off guard. That is going to be the Baron going over to Hanwha. And a 2-0 lead.
Series a whole lot quicker for them and give them so many opportunities to close it out as Peanut going to try and escape here as Zeus moving on in. We'll be able to put on a fair bit of pressure, and Carrier gets over as well. Peanut isn't exactly a priority target, and now Doran's going in, looking for the angles here. The Permafrost comes down, and Ona, no GA anymore, and is just going to be cut down where he stands. His timer is exactly the same as that of the Dragon, so he's not going to be there for the Hextech Soul. And meanwhile, Zeker's just kind of winning the game, I guess. Taking down this inhibitor turret and inhibitor in the bottom lane. Some teleports being used, but I think Hanwha Life Esports just have winning the game on their minds right now. Teleports are coming in from Doran as well, and now Delight, I think he's found Zeus, who is just going to get chain CC'd. I mean, he's an Olaf,
that's Olaf,
so he doesn't really get chain CC'd, but he has to use it, and now he's able to take down the Leona. That's not your base gate, so getting out here is going to be difficult. However, both of them can make it over walls, and so Doran and Delight are just dead. That's a lot of Ds.
Hey, that might be enough for T1 to contest.
Well, Carrier's just going to flash to get the taunt onto Zeka, but he just dies. Zeus is now in trouble. One sneeze from Zeka and he will be dead, although the sneezes do about 50% of anyone's health bar. So that would make some sense as Owner has come in with the base gate. There is a phenomenal arm guard utilized here from Zeka. Immediately flashes after him and burns him to death. Straight out of the death chamber, straight back in again. And Owner is unfortunately not going to be able to deny, and exceptionally fast. I mean, it's Hextech Soul, Quadra Stack. The amount of ability haste is just revolting, and it's a 4-0-14, 322 CS6.
They have stopwatch on Zeka. Like, there's just no way. You need to try and catch him off guard somehow as this is it!
Yeah, Faker is going to walk over a ward, though. Doran is chasing after him, and Hanwha Life Esports, they know exactly what's going on. Base gates! Sorry, Hextech gate. To get Faker out of there, and everyone really wants to try and kill him as Doran's going to get into the brush. That is going to stop the teleport, and Faker, he does have Asterix. It's mano y mano. Doran is looking to try and take him down, is going to be able to blast cone his way out, and Faker is taking them on a merry jaunt through their own base. Doran is the one tasked with stopping him.
We're TPing? Okay, now that's just straight disrespect.
This is very weird. They really want to kill Faker as Viper is going to satchel him, and Faker is dead. So it did take a long time, but they will be able to take him down. And now, what do we...
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, they don't have Nasus, 40 seconds. Hanwha Life didn't really invest anything. Well, they invested TP, but no one really cares about that.
Yep. They do still have this inhibitor down in the bottom lane. Peanut just going to usher in those super creeps as this turret not long for the world. Viper does so much damage. Even like per auto, it's like half an inhibitor worth of damage. And they can also slow them perpetually. They have Hextech Soul.
The buff and then dies to Smolder.
Yeah, but then they have Baron to defend their base. And they utilize that to get a positional advantage around the Elder as Solar Flare is going to connect onto Faker. He takes the kitchen sink. The mom damage kind of massive there as well as Fury of the Sands keeps him alive. But Ona doesn't have one of those, unfortunately. Down to the GA. Once again, Zeka just says, no, you're not ulting me. That is just not something you're allowed to do. And now the Viking trying to get on top of him, but Zeka's just not even taking damage. He gets a triple kill in the fight, and Faker and Guma, they realize that I think it's just not quite going to work out. Delight trying to look for him. He flashes over the base gate. There isn't anybody else there, but he is also so tanky, I don't even think it matters. Maybe someone else doesn't even really need to be there because Mega Inferno Bomb has infinite range. He once again goes in looking for Faker. He won't be able to tank up that last turret shot, but he's still able to get the work done. And now Gumayusi is not able to defend the base, and the game is over. Hanwha Life Esports will move to match point in the series.
These were the best highlights from today's LCK matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.